Welcome to this demo video in which we show you how to solve the word part in your midterm exam. Actually, in the midterm exam there are two parts. Part A, that is related to Microsoft Word document on 2 pages, and then part B that concerns Arduino microcontroller. We're going to deal with the first part related to Microsoft Word document editing and formatting. So I'm going to use half of the page for the given, and then the other half for the file, the raw file that is called PartA.Word.docx. So you also have the PartA.pdf file, which is this file here. It shows you how your document should look like at the end of your editing. So let's start with the first question in the exam. So first of all, they ask you to open the Word document and then to apply the following steps. The first one is to insert an Austin cover page, and to fill it as follows. We have to fill the abstract from the first line and a half from the first paragraph of the introduction section. We have to fill in the title and the subtitle that are given at the beginning of the document, and we have to adjust their font size if necessary, and then to fill in the author name with our own student name. So let's do it. To insert a cover page, we go to Insert and Cover Page, and then we can pick up the Austin cover page. In the new page, I'm going to add the following first line and a half until the word devices. I see it right here. I'm going to insert it here as the abstract. As usual, I can make sure that only the text is copied and pasted in here, so that the formatting is not altered. As for the document title, I can find it right here. It's Arduino microcontroller. I can go back one step with the left key from my keyboard, so to avoid copying also the enter. I can insert the text only. I can select my text and just decrease a little bit the font size so that my text holds on 2 lines only. And then I used Control and brackets to do so, to decrease the size, although I could do it from the menu. I'm gonna do the same thing for the subtitle. Control V, and again I'm gonna select text only so that the text formatting will be kept. Here I have my name. I will be satisfied with it, but just in case you wanted to change it, you could select it and add your personal student name. I'm gonna remove these 2 lines because I don't need them anymore, and then I'm gonna follow the sequence. apply the styles heading 1 and 2 to the section and subsection titles respectively as indicated in the PartA.pdf document. So you can notice that my title page or cover page is already okay. As for the titles, they appear here as the first and second level of titles in the document. And I think they are already clear, very clear in the raw text document, so that I can apply heading 1 and 2 on these lines. So I will be applying heading 1 on these lines, which are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then heading 2 on the lines numbered 3.1, 3.2, 4.1 until 4.3. So let's do it together. On this line, I'm going to apply home style. I'm going to go full screen for just a tiny moment to be able to access the full list of styles, or better, I can use these ones here. Now I have more room, so I can apply heading 1 here. I can apply heading 1 there. On hardware 2, I think, yes, hardware is a heading 1. I'm going to get back to the titles here. I have heading 2. On shields, I have heading 2. On software, I have heading 1. And then ID and sketches and libraries are of style heading 2. Now, once this is done, even if we don't ask you to do it, you can go and insert the table of contents. You will see these lines appearing in the table of content. Well, this is asked in the fourth steps, but let's do the third one first. They ask you to change the font color of heading 1 to green and the font color of heading 2 to red. So to do so, we should go to the style itself. We right-click on it, we click on modify, and then from this menu we can change the font color. So green is this color here. If you put your cursor on it, you will see the word green, and if I roll over this color here, it will appear, the tooltip will give me red. I'm gonna pick up the green color for heading 1, and then the red color for heading 2, really the same way. Otherwise, instead of doing it from here, imagine you have another font property. You can go to format font, and then you can change whatever you want related to your font from this menu. So just to make sure, once again, yeah, this is the red color. I'm gonna hit OK. Gonna hit OK, and then you can see that my titles are colored correctly since I've already applied the heading 1 and heading 2 styles on those lines. Let's back to the given. So in step number 4, they ask us to insert the table of contents before the list of figures. So we have this empty space here. I can go to references, and then table of contents. I have predefined the size. I'm gonna check which one is used here. It's called contents, so I'm gonna use contents like this. It will be automatically numbered. So perfect. I'm sorry, it will be automatically inserted. The numbering will come in a subsequent step. Let's get back to the given here. We have to apply multi-level list numbering that automatically numbers the titles as shown in the PartA.pdf document. So let's check it very quickly. They are numbered 1 to 3 normal numbers, and the heading 2 is numbered 3.1, 3.2, so which means it's also Arabic numbers, but preceded by the number of the section of the precedent level, which is heading 1. So to do so, it's quite easy. I'm gonna put my cursor on one of these heading 1 lines. I'm gonna go to Home, click on the multi-level list, define a new multi-level list, click on More. The first level will be numbered exactly and simply as so with Arabic numbers. I'm gonna link it to heading 1. The second level will be numbered also with Arabic numbers. Nothing after it, but before that, I'm gonna hit Home to go back to the beginning of the line, or use the left arrows to go there, and then I'm gonna click on this menu to pick up Include Level Number from the level 1, which is the level of heading 1. I'm gonna add manually a period to have this nice look and feel. I'm gonna say OK, and then my titles will be numbered automatically. Sorry that because I haven't linked my second level to heading 2, it's not a big deal. I can go there and link it to heading 2. I'm going to validate with OK, and now my titles are linked correctly. I think I have yeah, this line here, which is a heading 1 line. I can use my backspace to remove the numbering. The numbering will start at the introduction line, and this will be automatically updated in my document. I can go to the table of content, right-click on it, and ask to update the field, to update the entire table, say OK, and now I have the exact required numbering. Perfect. Let's switch to the document once again. As step number 6, we have to insert 2 figures at the indicated positions. Actually, the first one is to be inserted right before the history section title, the other one at this position here. So the first one is right before the history. So actually there is an indicator here, put figure 1 here and writes the caption. The caption is given there. So I'm gonna hit an enter, go to this line. I'm gonna use the predefined image actually, sorry, because I have it in a different place. We're gonna provide you with it by the end of this video. Actually, I'm gonna copy them and paste them inside the folder that we are gonna send to you on Google Classroom. So I'm gonna insert the first one, Arduino.jpg, and that indicated space here. I can use drag and drop to insert my figure. As shown in the document, this figure appears on in the middle of the page. So I'm gonna use Control E to insert it in the middle. I'm gonna use right-click and then insert caption give it the required caption as shown here. So Control C. Let me check very quickly if the caption should be preceded, the number should be preceded by the number of the section. Actually, no, it's not the case. We don't have 1.1 here. We only have the row capture with the basic numbering. So I'm going to use the predefined numbering 1. I'm going to add the caption. I'm going to say OK. It will be inserted exactly below the image. Now I can remove this indication here. Let's switch to the other placeholder of the figure number 2. So it's here. I'm gonna do the same. Enter. I'm gonna drag and drop the image. Which is shields2.jpg. It seems that the figure is quite large in comparison with the target document. It's maybe half the size, so I'm gonna reduce it, but from the corners to keep on the original aspect ratio. I'm gonna use this as the label of the caption. I'm gonna hit Ctrl E to center my figure, right click on it, insert caption, and then insert the effective caption here, and then I'm gonna remove this text. I don't need it anymore. Once this is done, know that you could insert the captions from the references menu, insert caption after selecting your figure, but I did it with the right click. So now I'm going to use this menu to insert the references to the figures. So actually at this place we need to add a cross-reference to the figure 1. I have to make sure that only the label and the number will be inserted here. So now you notice that this text here is an automated text. We have the same thing for figure number 2, where actually we need to insert a cross-reference to it. I'm going to use the same menu and the same insertion mode. I think this was the next step, which is insert step number 8, insert the cross-reference to each figure in the indicated places. It's also required in the step number 7 to insert the list of figures after the list of figures title that exists here. So I'm gonna go to references, insert table of figures. I'm gonna hit OK to get the default options. I'm gonna remove the empty space between the title and the table of figures, and now we are good to go. I'm gonna hit Ctrl S to save my work to avoid losing it, and I recommend that you do so throughout your whole exam. Let's go to step number 9. We have to insert the header of the first page and the number of pages to the right of the footer. So we can use this title here. We can insert it in the header. I'm going to remove the additional space, and then I'm going to switch to the footer. I think in the document, the first section, we have in all the sections the numbering as the page number / the total number of pages. So to do so, we can hit Tab twice to go to the right-hand side, and then page number at the current position. We're going to insert the plain page number. I'm going to hit space / and then I'm going to insert a quick part from field, I'm going to choose page number of pages. I'm going to hit OK, and then I have two automated fields, which denotes the current page number and the total number of pages. This is good. So far, I can remove this title and don't need it anymore. However, you remark that we have a second section. Actually, as you may have noticed, the table of content and the list of figure are held on a special first page, which is A4 size and portrait, exactly as shown here, while the other pages 2 to 4, 2, 3, and 4 are a letter, landscape, and they have different margins. So to be able to change pages properties such as the header or the orientation, we need to create a separate section from the first page of the newly formatted document. So it's not a simple page break, but a section break. Let's follow the comment here. So they want us to insert the header and the page number. They want us to insert the total number of pages separated by slash. Part 11, we have to create a section break right after the table of figures and before the introduction title. So this is great. We're gonna do it. So go to layout, breaks, and then section break. While going to the next page, I'm gonna remove the additional space that have been created, and to make sure that I really did it, I'm gonna click on this button to show the hidden non-printable characters, and I can notice very well that I have a section break here. Now if I double click on the headers, I will notice that I have a first section and the header for the section 1, and I have a second section with a header, special header for the section 2. As for the footer, I'm gonna use the same numbering here, actually the same way of numbering the text. So I'm gonna go to this side here. So I have to update my field. Actually, I have to restart my numbering. So I have to edit the field and I have to restart it at 1. So it's not a big deal. I can actually remove the actual page numbering from all these pages. I can unlink my footer from the previous and then link it to the previous. Okay, so now they should be linked, both of them, and then I can insert once again the page number. Now I should be in this editing mode. I'm going to insert once again the page number at the composition and slash the total number of pages. should appear on the other pages. Otherwise, I can do it manually. I'm gonna copy and paste here. It seems that I have a tiny problem with the number here. I'm gonna format the page number. Yeah, it starts at 0. I can increase it to ask it to start at 2, and or I can say continue from previous section. I'm gonna say okay, and now yeah, it's okay. So I have to do this just because I have created the page numbering before creating the section. Okay. My mission will be much easier to create the header, so I can cut this text and paste it on the other page here. So I'm going to unlink from the previous section and paste my text. It's in the middle, and now it should be fine. My pasted text won't alter the header on the previous pages, whereas the page numbering is different on these pages. I see that the section header is not changed on the subsequent pages correctly, so I'm gonna correct it here. And now I can say that I have a correct header. Perfect. So let's switch to the next step. So 12, make the header different on the second section from the first one. This is done. We should use a landscape orientation for section 2 with a narrow margin and a letter paper size. This can be easily done by clicking inside the page, going to layout, changing the size to letter, the orientation to landscape. This will only change this section, won't alter the previous section. And then in margin, I can pick up narrow. I will have the exact format that you see in the final document. So now I'm ready to deactivate this button here and then to continue with the sequel. Insert the 2 citations and the references as indicated in the Part A PDF document. The citations are located at the end of the introduction section and at the end of the sketch subsection. The references are inserted at the end of the document. So let me check very quickly what are these citations. Actually, I have at the end of the introduction this citation here. If I go to the end of the document, the reference number 1 is this one. So imagine, I'm sorry. I'm going to delete what I've added in the document. I was going to use this select tool. I'm going to copy this text, and then I'm going to switch to my document. You notice here a placeholder to insert a reference, and I'm going to go to references, insert citation, add a new source. I'm going to consider that it is a book. I'm going to add the title here. The publisher is the publisher is O'Reilly, and it's 2011, and the author is Banzi. So the publisher is O'Reilly, it's 2011, the publishing year, and the author is Banzi. I'm gonna validate with OK. The number will be added here automatically, and when I will insert my references at the end, insert bibliography, whatever style of bibliography, it will be added automatically. Okay. I can also remove the bibliography numbering to have an output that looks exactly like the PDF. As for the numbering, actually it appears in this way, exactly as required in the document, because the chosen style is IEEE 2006, but we have to admit that the default style is APA. The APA style will give you the author name and the year between parentheses, and it's different than this formatting. So to have exactly the same effect, you have to manually pick up the IEEE style. As you may have noticed in my documents, after I have chosen this style once for all, it won't change in my subsequent documents. I'm not gonna add the other reference because it's exactly the same thing. I'm gonna switch to the other point. We have to insert the table after the text. The prices of some Arduino sheets are shown in the table below. So we have to use the text that follows it to quickly fill in the table. So let's check in the PDF document this table. Actually, it appears at the end of the section. Almost like before the word software, the title software, and it has 2 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So I'm gonna go to my Word document. It's exactly here. I have a placeholder for the table. I'm gonna remove it. I'm gonna create an empty space. Go to Insert, Table. I'm gonna pick up 5 columns and 2 rows, and then I'm gonna start filling in my data. Let me give it a try if this would work correctly. No, it's gonna put it in one cell. I'm gonna cut this one, put it here in the first cell. Wi-Fi shield in the second one. Bluetooth shield in the third one. And motor driver, the fourth column. And then LCD shield in this column here. Okay. And then we have the word price. We have $15 here, $10, $7, and $14. Now I can remove my preset text, and I'm happy with my table. Don't worry if the table is split on 2 pages. Maybe by changing the font sizes a little bit, you will obtain a different formatting. So now we reached the item number 16, which is to insert this equation at the end of the IDE subsection. Yeah, we have a placeholder here. I'm gonna hit Ctrl E to go to the center of the line and go to Insert, Equation, and then
We're going to insert a new equation. We need the design tool. Even if you lose it, you can type once again on the equation to use the tool. So it's an equality of I think it's the formula is x equal to square root of, so x is equal to yeah, I think I can write it as so, equal to we have a fraction, so I need the design tool. Once again, so it's a fraction mainly, where the first part of the fraction is a square root inside this square root I have a subscript x2, so it's x2 minus b squared, which is a superscript let me check the equation once again. Yeah, and the denominator is 3, so perfect. Now I have inserted the equation correctly. The last 4 steps, I have to insert a right aligned tab stop at the line preceding the table of contents. I have to write my name to the left of the line and my student ID at the created tab stop. If I check the target document, they are talking about this line, so we have a name here, and then on the complete other side we have a student ID to be inserted. To do so, we should use a right aligned tab stop. So to do so, I have to go to the line right before the contents title. I'm gonna type my name here, and then if I do just one tabulation and I write my ID, this won't make the ID jump to this side, so ID 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I need to create a tab stop. So I'm gonna double click on the margins here. And then yeah, let me go to, actually a much simpler way is to go to the paragraph menu here and then click on the tabs. I'm gonna remove this one, or actually I'm gonna hit 6.5. I'm gonna choose right alignment. I'm gonna set this tabulation, and then I'm gonna clear the other one. And say OK, and then you will see that at 6.5 exactly my ID will appear, and the reason is that I have tabulation between these two ones. So if I remove the tabulation, I had to um, um, add manually plenty of spaces to get my ID on the complete other side, but with the presence of the tabulation here, of the tab stop, I can hit the tab button key from my keyboard and then get my text aligned to the right exactly where it is required. Now let's switch to question 18. They ask us to insert a bullet list of types for the types of Arduino boards. It means the 5 lines that are at the end of the official boards subsection. So let's use Ctrl-click to jump there. We have to select these lines here and then to pick up a bullet list. I can use whatever style I want, for instance this one, just to make sure that it appears exactly as in the document. Yeah, so perfect. And then we have to insert a hyperlink to the Arduino Word that figures at the beginning of the official boards section. You may notice that it's here, so I can go to my file and right-click on it and then insert the link through this menu. If you don't have it in your version, you can go to insert hyperlink or link, and then you can insert the link through this menu. Ctrl-V to insert the link, say OK, and then if you hover over the link, you can make sure that it is the right web address. Last but not least, step number 20, we have to export our final document as a PDF and to make sure that it is saved at the same place as our document, PartA.docx. So my file is called PartA-solution.docx. I'm gonna hit Ctrl-S to make sure it has the latest changes. Of course, we have to submit the Word document to get the final grade, but we can also export it as a PDF file with the same name and then save it within the same file. And now we can check it from the outside. Yeah, so beside my solution.doc, I have the solution.pdf. I can double click on it and make sure that I also have something that looks exactly like this is the ID that we have just added, and we have a document that looks exactly like the instructor document. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you will be able to do the same steps for all your documents to make them clear and net. Thank you so much.